less than a half hour. That should be a good time. And then we got the pregame, then we get the game, then we got the postgame. We got the recap show at the YouTube page, youtube.com, Sactown Sports 1140. Rami, my preseason prediction for this team was 37-45. They're now 22-18, which means for them to meet the level of my expectation before this season tipped, they would have to go 14-27, 15-27.
I'll take your word for it.
So 15-27 is what would be needed to get to 37 wins, right?
They better be better than that.
15 more wins. What was your preseason pick?
I think I said 40, if I remember correctly. I
40.
said they'd win 40 games, but I went on the record last week.
I'm not talking last week. I'm talking preseason.
I know. I said 40 to start the season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vlad, what was your preseason prediction?
I believe I was stricken with COVID.
Oh, sorry to bring up a bad memory.
So let's just say I would have said, I'm pretty sure I would have been confident in 38.
I was going to say, what were you home dreaming up in your fever dreams about the Sacramento
You're all
Kings
foggy. What were you thinking? JJ, what was yours? You remember?
Oh, I'm not up yet. There you go. I believe it was 35,
all right,
34, 35.
So Chris and JJ were around 35. I was at 37. You were at 40.
Mm-hmm.
What's your second half prediction, Rami?
I think they end up winning 50 games. That's what I was just about to say. I went on
50.
I went on the record last week saying they end up with 50. And
Rami, get the Kings win 50.
I stand by it. And Nick, we talked about the schedule, how difficult it was in the first half of this season and how it sort of eases up in the second half when you look at their opponents and the win percentages and everything else. I think there's still room for improvement with the guys that are here on both sides of the court. And you already have one of, if not the best, most prolific offense in this league.
Yeah.
I think that can get even better. And I think the defense improves. And that's not even counting on the fact that, well, I don't know if you can say it's a fact, but the possibility, I would say a strong possibility that Monty McNair is going to improve on this roster. I see 50 wins for this team. You said they're what, 22-20? Is that what? No, I'm sorry. What?
22-18.
22-18. Let me do some quick math, if I could, please.
I did the math for you if you want.
Okay, yeah, please do.
The Kings would have to go 28-14.
They can do that. I think they can
28
do that.
28-14.
I think they can
That's
do
steep,
that.
dear Mr. Mackloff.
I will tell you, Rami, I don't know if this would change your mind, but there were 4 teams last year in the Western Conference that had 50 wins or more.
Yeah, I know. I looked at that already.
Okay. You got Dallas, Golden State, Memphis, and Phoenix. Jazz just under, by the way. They had 49.
People thought I was crazy when I said 40.
Nuggets
I don't
at
mind
48.
people looking at me like I'm crazy.
All right, so Rami's got him at 50 wins. Vlad, now that you've seen it,
loco,
now that you've seen the first half of the season as we get ready for game 41 tonight, what do you think ends up happening?
I was thinking 37. Did I say 37 or 38? Let's go 47.
47. So Vlad's got 47 wins for the Kings when this season is wrapped up. They need to
Also
win
a big number.
25 more games.
Also a big number.
Let me see if I can do the math quickly. It's 25-17 counting tonight's game, right?
Correct.
Wow.
25-17. JJ, what do you got?
Yeah, I think they actually win 20 to 21 more games. I've looked at their schedule 3 times today, and I see that March run is I just don't see how that first couple of weeks of March. I don't see where they win a lot of games. I say they win 20 or 21 more games. So give me 21 just to be not have that even number of 20.
All right, so including the game tonight, I think 24-18 sounds right to me. They went 22-18 so far. 24-18 sounds right to me. I believe I have the amount of games correct, right? Yes. I'm looking at Vlad just to make sure I double check my math. I did this earlier before the show. I think I'm right here. 24-18, that would give them 46 wins. So I've got them at 46. So Rami's got them at 50. Vlad's got them at 47.
I got them 43.
I've got him at 46, and JJ's got him at 43. And I'll tell you why I've got him at 46. I saw the other day that they have like the 7th or 8th easiest schedule the rest of the way in the NBA. They have played one of the toughest schedules in the league so far. So if they can finish 22-18 against one of the tougher schedules in the NBA, and they're looking at a top 7 or 8 easy schedule the rest of the way, then they should at least even what they've done in the first 40-ish, because you can't play 42 because tonight's 41, obviously. but to be somewhere around that number. And that's why I feel pretty comfortable saying 24-18 after going 22-18 against a much tougher schedule. So that's the first thing, is this schedule will ease up for the most part. I also think we're only halfway through the year, and Coach Brown's system, Rami, is going to take hold. I think we've seen some of it, but I do think this team will get better defensively, and I do think this team will play better as they get more used to the system and to their teammates.
Yeah, I mean, we're still in, I mean, you would hope in the big picture of things, the early stages of the Mike Brown era, halfway into his first season, but you would think there's a few years to the Mike Brown tenure as head coach, and it takes time. Like, we're not just talking about the basketball principles that he's trying to instill. We've talked a lot throughout the season about him changing the culture, Nick. That doesn't happen overnight. I know it seems like there's a lot of buy-in with it right now, but I think there's still room for growth, both on the court and off the court. You got a lot of new faces, a lot of guys who came into the season, hadn't played together, hadn't played all that much together before this year. I think there's still a lot of room for growth with this basketball team, mostly on the defensive side of things. And like I said before, I think there are moves on the horizon, some kind of moves to at least marginally improve this roster and get you some of the help that you need when we talk about a backup center, when we talk about a wing. I can't imagine the Kings just sit back with the mandate, with the win now mandate, make the playoffs now mandate, just sit back and let the trade deadline come and go without making some kind of move and without using the cap space that we talked about yesterday, being one of 6 teams in the league that's actually a legitimate playoff contender and has significant cap space to play with. I can't see them wasting those resources and those opportunities given the urgency to make the postseason that they came into this year with.
Yeah, that's another point that I would absolutely bring up as to why I'd be comfortable saying they could win 46 games this season because of the trade deadline. I mean, I have to imagine you're going to add. Look, if Monty does not add at the trade deadline, it is a fail. I think we would all agree with that. Right now, you're the 5th seed. You're a half game back behind Dallas in the West. You have a golden opportunity to make a move or two to upgrade your talent and to be even better to get ready for a playoff run. If you fail to upgrade, if you fail to bring additional talent onto the team, that is a big fat zero in my eyes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have that opportunity. You've got the contracts and money. I did mention this yesterday. The one wrinkle is that you would, I think, have to go back, depending on who you want to bring in. If you're looking to bring somebody in who would be a significant upgrade somewhere, you're going to need a first-round pick. You're likely going to have to go back to Atlanta and rework that Kevin Huerter deal, and you can do that because right now you have a protected pick on the board, right, for that trade. You can go back to Atlanta and you can say, hey, look, we'll give you an unprotected first-round pick in this year's draft, and if you do that, then it opens up future picks to trade at the deadline. So you'd have to be aggressive if you were Monty, but I think he's going to be aggressive. I think he's going to look to upgrade, not only because of the mandate, but because this team's good, man. This team is good, and it has a chance to be even better if you add to it. So I do think they'll add at least one piece, if not two, by the trading deadline, which to me says this team will be better. And if this team is better, I don't think it's outrageous to say, oh, they're going to go 24-18 in the second half.
What about 28-14? Is that outrageous?
I don't know if I'd say outrageous. I'd say very optimistic.
You don't have to,
No, I'd say it's very optimistic.
Sugarcoat. You need to protect my feelings. It's okay.
No, what you're saying is they'll win 4 more games than I think they'll win.
Right.
Is that crazy? No, it's not outrageous.
Thank you.
It's not like you're saying, oh, they're going to run off 55 wins or that would be outrageous.
Just to give you kind of an idea of what that would be, the Kings would have to go 28-14. The Nuggets are currently 28-13.
There you go.
All right. I think they can do that.
All right.
That doesn't faze me at all. I think they can do that.
All right, then.
Don't faze me.
Fine, then. Fine. Okay, good. Megadeth Night, youtube.com, Sactown Sports 1140. Don't forget to like us, give us a thumbs up. It's the only way we can get as many eyeballs on the station and brand as we possibly can is by getting those thumbs up because of the algorithm. Megadeth says, I said 42-40, but I think they can totally beat that. Yeah. I think we're at the point, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong here. If this team doesn't get to 500 by the end of the year, it's a major disappointment.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think, at least 42 wins. At least give me 42 and 40 with where you're at right now. So with the additions that I hope they make and think they will make at the deadline, yeah, I got them at 46 wins. Rami's got them at 50. Pralad's got them at 47. And JJ's got them at 43.